And here were the Clippers arriving earlier, getting mental. And let's check out the injury report. 5 players unavailable tonight.
5 players scratched from the game. If you're one of the healthy players, you're going to get all you can eat.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. They've got Jackson. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George, and it's Leonard in at the 3 slot. And for the Nets, they've got Green. Kyrie Irving is out there with Harden. Then it's Joe Harris, and it's Jordan in at the 5, roaming the paint.
The homecoming for Paul George, playing in L.A. with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC. 5 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. We've seen him put a lot of pressure on the defense and then cash in at the line.
Here's Harden. The kick out to Irving. He feeds it to Jordan. Tipped away. Now the Clippers moving it up. Oh, Leonard in position. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And boy, Kawhi is the perfect target. The big reach get to the pass and the great hands on the catch.
And guys, the Clippers were willing to give almost anything for PG because they basically got Kawhi Leonard in the deal as well.
And let's remember, GA, he could have been a Laker. They would have had to trade away the 2nd pick in the 2017 draft, that or Brandon Ingram. Their loss became the Clippers' game.
Now here's Zubac. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Over Irving. Zubac, that's good.
Kawhi is carving up this defense. Love his awareness. He is finding the open man.
George against Irving. They kick it out to Green. Shoots over Batum. Jordan. And there's Jordan putting it right back in.
Hard work and soft hands. Guys, that's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip-in. Now, here is George. Jackson passes to Zubac. Outside for George. Over Irving. And it's the Clippers scoring again.
Proving how dangerous he is. Give George these looks, and he'll knock him down.
Harden surveying the D. It's Jordan on the wing. Out to Harris, uncovered, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
I like that approach, playing inside out, forcing the defense to scramble.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first, and they pick up 2. I'm sure you've got a list, Greg, of players you've visited with over the years who you really enjoy spending some time with and talking to.
I mean, there's so many, Kevin. A couple guys, and there is a little bias as a point guard, but Damian Lillard and Steph Curry and Chris Paul are 3 guys that, you know, I enjoy sitting down and talking shop with. Giannis, you know, witnessing his journey to greatness, all the while he remains humble and really appreciates his position. So several of these guys, I'm also not just an analyst, partner, but a fan, and a big fan of theirs.
You are a fan indeed. Here's Leonard, following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Leonard attacking. That shot is off, and Brooklyn will come the other way. Irving passes to Green. Bucket is good.
Well, the thing about Kyrie, he draws so much defensive attention. Someone's often left open.
George against Irving. George looking around. From 15 feet away, and the bank shot is good. George has got 6.
He has a deadly combination of length and skill. Paul can beat the defense time and time again.
Harden against Jackson. Harden outside. Irving for 3. Rebound by the Clippers. It's George on the wing. He's covered by... Oh, my goodness!
Did you see
what a play?
Unbelievable. Letting it all hang out when George takes flight. Just enjoy the show.
Now, here is Irving. Pass to Green. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Green's got his second basket of the night.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. George passes to Zubac. Back to George. And here comes Harris leading the fast break. Pass to Jordan. And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Here's Harden. Off the inbound, no good. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for Los Angeles. He notched 8. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Clippers, guys. What are your thoughts?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
And that has helped them build an advantage here, playing with good focus and good energy.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. We've got LaMarcus Aldridge, Harden out there with Brown. Then there's Griffin, and it's Claxton in at the 4 slot. And there's the pass to Mann. Now Patterson. Aldridge is covering. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That's a 2 from Kennard. That one a little long. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. Trailing by 2. And Harden with the stuff.
I love that play right there. You see the patience of Blake. Doesn't force anything, just waits for his man to break free.
I mean, hard to fathom that Blake Griffin is becoming one of the more prolific three-point shooters among NBA big men.
Greg, it was a shot he barely attempted through his first 6 seasons in the league. Now he's made it a key part of his arsenal.
Here's Aldridge. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 0 of 3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Rondo passes to Morris. It's deflected, and he recovers it. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Harden outside. There's the 3. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
The incredible energy of Blake Griffin. Skilled at sticking with plays and finishing them off.
Rondo passes to Mann. There's the feed to Patterson. Here's Mann. He's covered by Brown. And yes, it's good. And the Clippers lead by 2.
Great pass to set your man up with a high percentage look.
Harden kicks to Brown. Back to Harden. An easy 2 points on the layup. Harden's got the game tied up here for the Nets.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Rondo passes to Morris. Harden against Rondo. Dishes it to Patterson. Back to Rondo. 5 on the clock to the inside. The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
One of the more instinctive passers over the last decade. Rondo quickly locates the open man.
Luwawu Cabarro, he's checked in for the Nets. Kyrie Irving comes in for James Harden. Irving passes to Claxton. The kick out to Irving. Over Morris. Here's Claxton. Passes to Aldridge. And here is Irving. Defended by George. It's 2-on-1. Misses from short range.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
The shot's good from Griffin.
When Blake sees a lane to the basket, it looks like his eyes lights up and he attacks.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Kevin, good evening. The Clippers were picked by many to win the title last year. Now, they didn't get it done, but Kawhi Leonard is not concerned. He said, "We've just got to keep getting better, keep fighting. It's about the right team peaking at the right time." Guys are hoping this season their talent and their fight will win out. Back to you.
We will see. Good stuff, D.A. Thanks. Irving against Jackson. Irving, good. Irving's got the lead up to 1 now for Brooklyn.
Difficult guarding Kyrie. He's comfortable from any range and willing to take what the defense gives him.
Outside Leonard. Now Aldridge. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Here's Claxton. Outside Griffin. Floats one up. The putback. Morris with the rebound. Clippers shooting is definitely lagging at the moment. They're just 30% in the second quarter. And here's Leonard from 3. The rebound by the Nets. In transition, here come the Nets. Irving leading the charge.
And a rare block.
And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And that's it for the first half of action in what's been a very close game here.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. Their field goal percentage was and that
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Without question, George displaying his skills today.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
I think both sides probably adjusted a few things. The key for him is to bring the same level of energy over these last 2 quarters.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. Paul George is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then there's Batum. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Leonard in at the small forward. The Nets shooting their first free throw of the night.
In the season ago, they hit about 75% of their free throws.
You know, when you talk to Kyrie, smart guy, cerebral guy, thinks about the game at the highest level.
It's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Jackson. Hey, Greg, if you could coach one team right now, who would it be?
That's a tough one. Clippers, Lakers, Bucks. You know what? I would probably go Lakers or Bucks because you would have an opportunity to coach someone who arguably might be considered the best to ever play the game. Because I think Giannis is trending in that direction, and LeBron obviously already is.
How about a guy like Kemba Walker and coaching the Celtics, having him to do what you want to do on the floor?
Oh, he'd be brilliant. And
yeah.
Kemba, one of the most underrated leaders in our game. Great, great human being.
Brown outside. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Nobody near Irving. From outside, off the mark.
And yeah, that old adage about being too wide open, not a thing. He just missed it.
And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Nets. It's a 1-point game, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Irving.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
So for the Nets, Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Aldridge. Luwawu Cabarrot comes in for Bruce Brown. And it's James Harden in for Irving. That gives them the lead.
Really admire the fact that Rondo is not afraid to go down there in the paint from time to time.
Harden against Rondo. Fires the three. Harden's shot is off. The Clippers have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. And Batum gets it to go on the assist by Rondo. Now it's a 3-point Clipper lead. Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. It's Harden with the drive. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Rondo finds Kennard. Outside for Batum. Launches it. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
Not just a knockdown shooter, he does a great job of finding space for his shot.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Harden, the shot's good. Harden's got 8 points.
And one of the most creative scorers the league has to offer. Harden specializes in sinking those tough shots.
Pass to Zubac. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. For Los Angeles, they have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
And so he hits the technical free throw. Green, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Griffin comes in for Joe Harris. And then for Los Angeles, Patterson comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Morris subbed in for Luke Kennard. Rondo dishes to Patterson. Good work defensively by Harden.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
The will is there, but the execution is lacking. He can't seem to finish plays this quarter.
Morris, no good. Nets trail by 5. Back to Griffin. The Nets working the ball around now. Morris with the ball. He's picked up by Jordan. And stolen by Jordan. The drive. Whoa, hammering it in.
And you really can't forget about Green's speed. So effective on the drive.
And here's Rondo. 41 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Pass to man. Green against Patterson. Over Green. Second shot opportunity. No good from Zubac. And Zubac picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. So for the Nets, Aldridge comes in for Jordan. And Joe Harris is subbed in for Luwawu. Harden outside. To the paint. And it's Green missing. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Nobody near George. The rebound by Harden. Harden's got 4 rebounds in this game. Takes it from 10. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him.
Very hard to move Patterson back with your body, which allows him.
3 quarters of play in a close game here. Clippers ahead, up by 3. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. We've got Brown. Green is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's Irving. And it's Harris in at the shooting guard. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Here's Irving. No good. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Clippers leading by 5. Here's George. And the layup's good off the glass.
And this is how you score in transition. And Paul George, you just have to appreciate his hustle.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. So for the Nets, Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Green. And Luwawu subbed in for Brown. And the Clippers with a change here too. Batum's checked in. Here's Luwawu. Batum grabs the miss. The Clippers shooting 48% from the field. Not bad at all. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Batum. Leonard's got the lead up to 9 now for Los Angeles. Irving against Jackson. Irving drives in, and he uses the glass on the layup.
What a turnaround for him since the half. More aggressive and more effective.
Here's Jackson, and the dunk by Jackson.
The flat-out speed of Reggie Jackson. No struggles getting to the rim and then doing something about it when he gets there.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Irving cans the 12-footer. Irving's got 9 points here in the second half.
Working against size, he's just crafty enough to carve out some wiggle room.
And that's tough to do from the mid-range because help can come from anywhere, but he beats everyone to the punch.
Count it, good. Jackson's got 4 this quarter.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Here's Irving. They're looking now at a sizable deficit.
And there's still time left, so they don't necessarily have to really rush the game. They need to avoid that.
Inside, and stolen by Patterson. And Leonard has it in the corner. And here's George for 3. Brooklyn with the rebound. Griffin finds Irving. Back to Griffin. There's the lob to Aldridge. And here's Irving. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
The thing about Kyrie, he has great natural balance when setting up for the jumper.
Outside Leonard. There's the pass to Patterson. Jackson dishes to Patterson. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. George up top. Gets that one to fall. That's his 6th field goal. He has shot the ball 12 times.
So comfortable in pick and roll. Paul George is a top-level ball handler who consistently makes the right play.
Got that bucket in no time at all.
This is why you're trying to get him as many touches as possible. He's got the neck.
Outside Jackson passes it to George. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got 4 assists now tonight. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Irving looking for an opening. Up again. It's good on the putback.
And this is what superstars do. LaMarcus rises to the challenge with the game on the line.
Harris against Leonard, and now they decide to foul intentionally. And a new group in for the Nets. Jordan, he's checked in for Aldridge. Nicholas Claxton comes in for Blake Griffin. Bruce Brown, he's checked in for Harris. And it's Harden in for Luwawu. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Zubac is checked in for Patterson. Leonard kicks to Jackson. Clock at 6. Leonard on the wing. And it's blocked by Jordan.
Can't be careless with DeAndre is around. He slaps shots back with some real authority.
Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Leonard, the pass to Batum. Back to Leonard. Pulls up on the wing. Los Angeles with another miss.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
You know, if you get the ball to the right guy in the right spot, more often than not, you're coming away with points.
And the 3 ball is good. Leonard's got the lead up to 9 now for Los Angeles.
Kawhi with the 3, showing he's able to stretch the floor more and more.
Excellent D there from George. So the Clippers with the win. They came in here. All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. And a look at the status here of both teams' injured players and who will not be in the lineup.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in its small forward. And for the Clippers, Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's George in at the shooting guard. And there it is for him. Plenty of experience, Greg, on the floor tonight. How does that shape what we're about to see, do you think?
You know, Kevin, this is one of those games where guys are going to be smart out on the floor. They're going to be in the right positions to make plays. And honestly, this could come down to who makes the bigger, tougher shots.
And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And so it's Covington who brings up the ball for the Trailblazers. The shot by Lillard, wide open. Off target from outside. Leonard inside. He's guarded by McCollum. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Opponents are physical with Kawhi just about every game. But as forceful a player as he is, he just doesn't seem to mind one bit.
Oh, you can get spoiled watching him at the line. I mean, you just expect him to make every one every time.
Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Kicks it out to McCollum. Shoots from 14. Batum grabs the miss. On offense, here are the Clippers. The shot by George, wide open. And the second chance effort by Jackson.
Like whenever Jackson uses his speed on the glass, keeping possessions going.
Lillard outside. And it's sent back by Leonard.
And a cold start gets a little colder. Just 1 for 4 to start the game.
Outside Jackson. Back to Batum. And Leonard has it in the corner. Low block shot on the way. And George finishes inside. George has got his second bucket of the game to go.
A nice start for them offensively. 3 of 4 to kick things off.
Lillard way outside. It's hauled in by George.
The defense has done a good job of forcing him into tough shots this year.
And last season, Lillard doing more playmaking than prior years, a career high in assists for him.
Well, we all know that Dame can score whenever he wants to. This team is better when he's setting others up. Lillard knows that. I expect him to continue to spread the ball around.
Rajon Rondo is checked in for the Clippers. Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile one block we just saw on replay.
And early in the game, a defensive play like that goes a long way, establishing the attitude you want.
And once Lillard hits the ground running, he's ready to throw it down. The D has got to step in front of him to prevent that.
Jackson has the open look. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Here's Powell.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
A year ago, he had an 84% success rate on his foul shots. So he was a guy they were always happy to see at the line.
So both teams changing it up here. And so it's Rondo bringing it up for the Clippers. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Excellent D from Cancer.
I don't think the D does good enough here, but something causes the miss.
Here's Anthony. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. And that ties it up.
And the shooting form of Anthony, just perfect. He's dangerous with the catch and shoot and just terrific at scoring when in rhythm.
To the middle. The shot's good from Kennard.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Anthony kicks to Powell. 16 feet away. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. Rondo dishes to Patterson. Back to Rondo. Changes up, and the layup is good.
Well, a guy that simply brings toughness to the hardwood. Rondo, he isn't bothered by a little contact.
Simons surveying the D. 43 seconds left in the first. It's good from long range.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Clippers have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Outside Rondo. Out to the right wing. They swipe it. And now Portland on the break. Powell, the pass to Carmelo. Back to Powell. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Cantor. And Cantor able to finish.
He's one of the best per-minute rebounders in the game. Cantor gets a lot of his points this way.
Outside Rondo. Now here's Kennard. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Trailblazers out in front. They finish. When Damian Lillard's in the flow, there is no stopping him. And before the game, we talked about
I think in the past, anytime I got
Greg, this is why they say there's no substitute for experience.
And I agree. And, you know, sometimes guys need to learn to be more selfish at times. You also learn if it ain't broke, keep going with it. Ride the hot hand.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. What stands out to you guys from the Trailblazers so far in this one?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
Yeah, they're clawing, they're grinding, they're doing anything they could to make the most of their possessions.
On the floor for Portland, they've got Jones. Enes Kanter is out there with Anthony. Then there's McCollum, and it's Simons in at the... And, yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
A different look now for Portland. Giles checked in for Cantor. Robert Covington comes in for Anthony. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Derek Jones. The first free throw is good. The importance of the three-point shot never greater than right now. And in your eyes, there are some players who are just absolutely dead, solid, perfect from distance.
No doubt about it. And you know, there's three guys to me, though, that kind of separate themselves. And it's one, because you have to honor their ability equally off the dribble, from three, and at attacking the paint. Steph Curry, James Harden, and Damian Lillard. Those three guys can all hit pull-ups and step-backs from range off the dribble. They all got great vision, you know, so they can take advantage of defenses that get caught loading a little too much. And then they also are terrific in the paint at getting to the free throw line. So those are the three guys, I think, that create the most havoc when you start talking about having to guard the three-point line.
Portland leading by 5. Here's Simons. His first shot is a miss. 0 for 1 to start the contest. Here's Leonard. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
Talk about someone who knows all the angles. Kawhi on the interior.
Lillard with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Lillard attacking, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Lillard's got 6.
He's so aggressive at that end of the floor, and that's a quality all great scorers have.
Outside Jackson. Outside George. Over McCollum. And it falls over the rim and in. He's got 6.
And it's really hard to knock George off his balance. He's just so long and strong. Nice take there.
Lillard from outside. Kept alive. Giles. Now the pass to Simons. Covington wide open. He fires. Hits the three-point bomb. Covington's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Jackson with it. Outside, George. Takes it from 10. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. George has got 4 this quarter.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Lillard surveying the D.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
From 7. And the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Lillard outside. From deep three-point range, and another 3 for Portland.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers.
And so it's Covington who brings up the ball for Portland. It's a 5-point game. The Clippers have gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. Here's Batum. And he banks in the layup.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
To the inside. A nice shot by Simons. And the Trailblazers lead by 5.
I like to see this. Lillard patient reading the D. He finds the open man.
Outside for Batum. Here's George. Misses off the right iron.
Now with the D playing soft off him, he might have been better off taking it to the hoop instead of settling for the jumper.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Giles. Cantor comes in for Robert Covington. Carmelo Anthony, he's checked in for Anthony Simons. And it's Powell in for McCollum. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
But look at how quickly Lillard leaps out in transition. He wants to run down the throat of the D, burn him in the open floor.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the show.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They didn't get more than a 1-possession lead. That's all for now.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. One guy who's getting it done is Lillard.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, slicing through the gaps in the defense. I mean, getting many of his buckets in the paint.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So for the Clippers right now, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. And there's Jackson. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's George in at the shooting guard position.
And guys, George puts pressure on an opponent at both ends of the court. Lockdown D at one, aggressive to get his own at the other.
Greg, in New York, you obviously played in a number of championship contending teams. What do the Knicks have to do to get back to that feel, that kind of team?
Well, Listen, it starts with stability across the board, but mainly that means at the top. And you got to give this new front office, this new regime, an opportunity. I think they got some good young pieces, but title contenders are not in a constant state of flux right now. They've got to take their baby steps here and start moving in the right direction.
Like you say, it does begin in the front office.
There you see why you want the ball in Jackson's hands as much as possible. He can clearly set the table.
And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. And it's Lillard missing.
Oh, man, as good of a shooter as he is, it drives him crazy to miss a wide-open three like that.
And it's Leonard missing.
It's not easy to keep him from converting those. I mean, the D has to be airtight.
And Covington sends it back. Here's Nurkic. Finished off the break. And the Trailblazers lead by 3.
And at 280 pounds, I mean, Nurkic is difficult to deter, even when you hit him. I mean, he's just so strong.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Marcus Morris comes in for Leonard. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Robert Covington. Back to George. Just 5 to shoot. And it's Portland with the rebound.
Might take him a little while to find their stride here in the second half. Only 1 for 4 so far. They just need to calm down, play their game.
Kicks it out to McCollum. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
That's an unforced error that will drive a coach crazy. Got to play heads up out there.
Rajon Rondo is checked in for the Clippers. And Portland with a change here too. Anthony's checked in. And again, it's the Clippers missing. Portland leading by 3. The feed to McCollum. That's in there. Anthony with the assist.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Well, Melo made his way back into the league last season. He was immediately a heavy minutes player for the Blazers. Looked good as a third scoring option for the team.
Here's George, and Jones sends it back. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Here's McCollum. And the layup's good off the glass. McCollum's got the lead up to 7 now for the Trailblazers.
And with Melo not having to bear so much of the scoring load, I think was good for him.
Yeah, especially since he took about a year off from playing. Melo had to take a long look in the mirror about how he can help teams win during his absence. But he clearly has something left to offer.
On the left block, the putback. Great positioning on the putback.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
And so it's McCollum with it. He brings it up for Portland. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. Passes it to Nurkic. Powell, no one around him. His 3-pointer's off the mark.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Morris passes to George. And Jones sends it back. And they'll keep possession. Tries again.
He's disappeared this quarter. He can't get anything to drop. That's not going to help him get out of the hole.
And the dunk by Powell.
And that's a terrific sequence at both ends there. There was the block shot, then the run out, and nice finish on the break.
Powell against George. From down in the low post, it goes. George has got 4 points in the quarter.
That's not who they want guarding him. I mean, the size mismatch is just too big. All he has to do is just keep attacking the rim.
McCollum against George. McCollum dishes to Nurkic. Up top Powell. 7 points in the game.
Tells you a little something about their team. They've been able to pull in front despite his troubles tonight.
And the call will be against Yusuf Nurkic. That is his first foul of the game. Both teams deciding to change it up. Rondo passes to Mann. Feeds it to Patterson. Over McCollum, and McCollum with the block.
And this will be the last possession of the quarter if they're patient.
Yeah, no need to rush right here. Let the clock run a little, then execute your offense.
Clippers trail by 8. Rondo looking over the floor. Makes it off the glass. Rondo's got 6 points.
Well, as a defender, you can never let Rondo get going to the hoop. Make him take the J.
It's stolen by Morris. And so it's Portland with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And we'll be back with you shortly. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate. And how about the setup this way?
This is the versatility you need to play in today's game. 2 guards have to be able to make plays for others.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. On the court right now for the Trailblazers, they've got Powell. Jones is out there with Giles. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic, and it's Simons in at the point. Nurkic, plenty of space, gets it to go. That one good from Giles. And the Trailblazers lead by 8. The Clippers shooting 43% from the floor. Leonard dishes to Batum. Pass to Jackson. He kicks it to Leonard. Pass to Kennard. Back to Leonard. And then Leonard with the dunk.
Oh, as good as he is at creating his own shot, Kennard is also a solid distributor. Doesn't miss the open man when he spots him.
Here's Powell. That shot misses. So Los Angeles will take it the other way.
He's done a lot of the little things to help put them in front. But his offense has not been there for him tonight.
Nurkic with it, and Batum picks him up defensively. The pass to Jones. Batum against Nurkic. Good work there as it goes. Nurkic has got the lead up to 8 now for Portland.
And the touch Nurkic has inside. I love seeing him be aggressive and look to get his shot from there.
Here's Leonard. And there's the big-time jam as he slams it right over Nurkic.
And throw it down, Kawhi. That was nasty. Love watching him go hard and attacking with power.
Now a timeout called by Portland. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Terry Stotts talk to his team during that timeout. He likes where things are headed, but he cautioned them to play smart the rest of the way. He said carelessness with the ball, with assignments, with rotations, any of that can undo what we've worked to accomplish so far. Kevin, they are so close.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. They trail by 9 points, and it's Norman Powell with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
Leonard against Powell. Outside for Batum. They get it again.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Portland leading by 7. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Lillard outside. The three. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Shoots. Count the basket and the foul. That one's on Anthony.
And guys, that's the man you want with the ball in his hands on that critical possession. Kawhi being his best in the biggest moments.
That free throw good from Leonard.
Now, that's big free throws from a player they depend on in those situations.
And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Lillard outside. Looking to get back on track here. The shot that time, not on target. 80 that time from Leonard. Zubac trying to break loose. It'll go. The Portland lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Leonard.
Not afraid to get physical there. Leonard makes the shot in spite of the contact.
Lillard outside. We've got 1:28 left to play in the final quarter. Up again, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Trailblazers lead by 4.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Greg, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. Outside, George. Pass to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpointed.
1:03 left in the fourth quarter. Pass to McCollum. Shot clock at 6. For 3. It's hauled in by Zubac. Here's the Clippers. And George, here we go, to tie it up. Outside, Batum. Yes! A huge shot to tie it up.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Yeah, he approached that one with total confidence. He has what it takes to come through in the clutch.
And then Lillard slams it in.
And Lillard is known for being a clutch shooter. He's the guy they go to. He's the guy they believe in.
What a big possession right here.
No doubt about it, guys. The tension is palpable.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Leonard attacking. Oh, missed it. Lillard against Batum. To the paint. McCollum right side. Lillard way outside. It's money from deep.
The remarkable range of Lillard. I mean, you see these shots he makes from distance with ease, effortless release.
So the Trailblazers win it. This was a hard-fought, well. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up for The lights of downtown reflecting. So the net starting 5. Joe Harris is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. Then it's Harden. Then it's Jordan. And it's Luwawu in at the shooting guard position. And for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Norman Powell is out there with Robert Covington. And it's Nurkic in at the center position.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Harris finds Aldridge. Back to Harris. And here is Aldridge. Harden outside. Shoots over Lillard. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Some veterans on these teams, Clark. What are you looking for and how that will impact the game?
Well, I think both of these teams have a really solid roster. And I love the blend of experience and youth. When you have NBA experience on the floor, there's just a level of play that you see at the defensive end that makes it enjoyable for me. So I think that's what we'll see tonight. Experienced pros getting after it.
Now, here's Lillard. Powell, no one around him.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They, right now, are searching for a bucket.
Harris looking it over. Back to Jordan. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in.
You know, sometimes overwhelming presence. Aldridge is a handful to deal with because of his height, strength, and length.
Greg, LaMarcus Aldridge taking more three-pointers last season, easily passing his career highs in attempts with almost 3 a game.
And Aldridge shot a very respectable percentage from outside. In order to play heavy minutes at the 4, you need to be able to shoot. Good to see Aldridge still adding new wrinkles to his game.
Portland's gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Pass to Powell. Down low. Oh, what a play!
And you can't allow Nurkic to get that kind of position. When you do, he is going to rattle that rim.
Back to Harden.
That's the first miss for this offense. They've hit 3 or 4 to start.
Trailblazers have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. The shot by Powell, no good. The Nets have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Luwawu, the pass to Harden. Here's Luwawu. Shoots from 12. And the rebound by Nurkic. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. McCollum, no good.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Jordan can't get it to go. Trailblazers trail by 4. Powell finds Covington. Good work defensively by Harden. And it's Harden with the ball for the Nets. Here's Luwawu. The teardrop falls in. Luwawu's got his second basket of the night.
Set up on a platter that time by Harris. A room service dime right there.
Lillard looking around. And the pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
And we talk about court awareness. There, McCollum doing a beautiful job spotting the open man.
Now, here is Harden. Harris outside. Fires from deep. Offensive rebound. Back to Harden. That 3 off the mark. Portland trailing here. Here's Powell. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now here's Jordan. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Back to Harden. This one for 3. Powell pulls it in.
Well, he has not been sharp this period. Seems to be a little flustered out there, too.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
Lillard is really a force of nature. I mean, an incredible talent who torches just about everybody with his scoring ability.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for McCollum. Then for the Nets, Griffin's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Bruce Brown comes in for Harris. And it's Tyler Johnson in for James Harden. Lillard from outside sinks the triple. Lillard's got 7.
Awesome form on the triple. Lillard with textbook technique.
Brown outside. Can they get it? And Jones sends it back. Fast break. Here they come. Here's Kanter. Lays it up off the glass.
And that's just all muscle there. Kanter is solid at fighting his way through whatever the D throws at him.
And we reach the end of the first quarter. Trailblazers lead by. Naturally a ball-dominant player, James Harden talked.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal, of course.
Giving their offense another dynamic.
And it also helps him preserve some energy for those big moments in the big games.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. What stands out to you guys from the Trailblazers so far in this one?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively. They put it all out there in that opening quarter.
And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. We've got Brown. Griffin is out there with Green. Then there's Irving. And it's Claxton in at the 5, home in the paint.
And Blake Griffin is just an incredible athlete, explosive and great balance and mobility, powerful. A big guy who can flat out throw it down, and he also can pass it too.
Anthony looking it over. 6 on the shot clock from past the arc. Here's Kanter. Jones, that's for 2. Rebounded by the Nets. Brown outside. It's stolen by Jones. Out in his own on the break. And here they go. And it's denied, but he recovers it. Anthony, no one around. Wide open shot is on the money. Anthony's got the lead up to 6 now for the Trailblazers.
And the shooting form of Anthony, just perfect. He's dangerous with the catch and shoot and just terrific at scoring when in rhythm.
And that one's good, Irving.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Lillard misses. Nets trail by 4. Here's Claxton. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Passes it to Lillard. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far.
And Kevin, they've dialed up their activity this quarter. We're seeing them convert a lot of those second chance opportunities.
Well, the hustle and the effort, the persistence, all of that paying off in a big way. And that's something that makes a coach smile.
Griffin dishes to Irving. Let's keep it alive. Griffin kicks to Brown. Pass to Claxton. Shot clock at 5. The kick out to Brown. Irving from long range. Rebounded by Anthony. Trailblazers leading by 4. Here's Simons. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. Well, it seems like every year, Greg, we see some incredible new players come to the NBA, and they are welcome with open arms. Their style of play is so terrific.
No doubt about it. You know, guys like Ja Morant, I think he's got a chance to be one of the greats. And any list about the future of the NBA has to include Luka Doncic. I don't know if there's a better basketball talent than that young man. And, you know, let's not forget about Devin Booker out in Phoenix as well. A terrific, terrific play.
3 terrific kids. You're right.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Lillard against Irving. Pass to Green. From 12 feet out. And it comes off the front of the rim.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure. A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Yeah, it looks like they've gained a little bit of confidence as the lid has come off the hoop.
Lillard outside. Buries it from 3-point range. Lillard's got 5 points now this quarter.
And I don't care how far from the bucket he is. You've got to have a man on him. He's just too good from deep.
The deep 3 from Irving. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. There's 31 seconds left in the first half. Lillard attacking, and it goes down 2 points.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but it certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Giles comes in for Enes Kanter, and McCollum subbed in for Lillard. Taken away by Anthony. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers looking at a 13-point lead. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the... Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He had 14 points, and no doubt... That...
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of.
Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group on the floor for Portland. The Nets have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. And he sinks the second. Here's McCollum. Nurkic up top. And Jordan sends it back.
Hey, get that weak stuff out of here. Take it home. Jordan is fantastic at rejecting those kinds of shots.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Back to Covington. There's the triple.
There's the versatility of Aldridge, disrupting the shot, showing how valuable he can be at the defensive end.
And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That's exactly how it should be done. Get the bump, concentrate on the shot, and you'll get the bucket too.
And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Powell with it. The pass to Nurkic. McCollum outside. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. And the Trailblazers lead by 11. It's Harden with the drive, and the jam by Harden.
Ferociousness from Harden, looking like he wants to tear the rim off.
McCollum outside. Good on the shot.
And how's that? Poor move, the killer crossover. It's a thing of beauty.
And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
The Nets making a switch here. Brown's checked in. Powell against Harris. Just 5 on the clock. And the call will be against Yusuf Nurkic. That's his first foul. And Portland making a change here. Lillard's checked in. And the Nets making a change here as well. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Joe Harris. It's Harden with the drive. That one goes. Just count it. Harden's got 7 points for the quarter.
Well, I like this execution coming out of the half. Solid. 3 for 4 from the field so far.
Lillard, the pass to McCollum. And Lillard gets double teamed. McCollum deciding where to go with it. And it's out of bounds. The Trailblazers able to retain possession here. Harry Giles is checked in for Nurkic. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Here's McCollum. Uses the glass to finish the lane. McCollum's got 8 points.
Well, he's cooking with grease. He's got things flaming up, looking for an opportunity every time down the floor when he's that hot.
It's Harden with the drive, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Covington.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
Nicholas Claxton's checked in for the Nets. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation.
Costly error there. We'll see how they rebound from that miscue.
Well, you know what? Their wounds are self-inflicted. I mean, you've got to play much smarter than that.
Kyrie Irving, he's checked in for James Harden. And it's McCollum off the drive. And it's in there. He's got 10. 1:46 left in the third. Irving against Lillard. Irving passes to Claxton. Ball's knocked loose. Feeds it to Jordan. That shot, no good. Good D by Covington. Trailblazers leading by 13. McCollum outside. Passes to Giles. Kicks it to Powell. Lets the three fly. That shot off the mark. Nets have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Here's Griffin. Banked in off the glass.
And that speed and athleticism of Griffin, a lethal combination when he's on the break.
Irving against Lillard. He dishes it to Covington. He kicks to Powell. Griffin with the steal. And here comes Brown, leading the fast break. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Brown's got it back down to single digits for the Nets. For Portland, they've gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Lillard from deep three-point land drains it from beyond the arc. Lillard's got 17.
And we've seen Lillard hit that shot before. He has no fear when it comes to the deep three.
Nobody near Irving. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Pass to Lillard. Here's Giles. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock.
And so it's Portland. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. Shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going. They've got Green. Joe Harris is out there with Kyrie Irving. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Claxton in at the 4 slot.
Look at the big fella working on that possession. He knows how to fend guys off and get those rebounds.
Harris kicks to Irving. Around the free agent race last year, for your money, Greg, who would you have rather taken? Kawhi and PG, Kevin Durant and Kyrie.
Oof. Well,
wow.
I tell you what, it's a tough call. You know, Kawhi's got a couple finals MVPs. KD's got a couple. Kyrie's got a ring. It's a tough call. I mean, PG is more than capable, man. I think it's a toss-up, partner.
I agree. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. And Enes Kanter picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Lillard's checked in for the Trailblazers. And the Nets also making a change. Harden's checked in for the 3. Portland grabs the miss. Kanter's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Jones drives in.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
And he rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish.
Guys, they're not backing off at all, are they?
And a deep 3 from Harden. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Harden's got 10 points in just the second half. Powell against Harris. And it's sent back by Aldridge.
When Aldridge is in the neighborhood, you've got to be careful shooting it. I mean, proving there that he's capable of blocking shots.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. For the Trailblazers, Giles checked in for Derek Jones. McCollum comes in for Norman Powell, and it's Simons in for Lillard. It's a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Terry Stotts went over with his team. He said, guys, we don't want to play hero ball. We don't want to take threes that aren't there. There are better options when you run the offense all the way through. Kevin will see if they can make that adjustment.
Nets trail by 6. A shot by Harden, wide open. Misses off the left iron. Portland's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. McCollum passes to Simons. Back to McCollum. Stolen by Harden. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Nice open look, but it's no good. Now Anthony shoots the 3. And it's James Harden with the rebound. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Claxton no good. And so they choose to intentionally foul. Brooklyn making some changes. DeAndre Jordan comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And Blake Griffin subbed in for Nicholas Claxton. Simons surveying the D. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Kyrie Irving's checked in for Harris. And so it's Harden bringing it up for Brooklyn. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. There's the dish to Griffin. They kick it out to Green. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Clock at 6. Takes it from 10. Jordan trying to free himself up. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
Boy, you need a confident player to get you a big bucket. And that's exactly who Irving is and what he does.
Here's Simons, guarded by Harden. And the basket by McCollum.
Not sure what the defense was thinking. I mean, you can't leave this guy open from deep.
Harden outside. Outside Irving. Back to Harden. And it's Jordan that's out the key. Irving from long range. And Cantor pulls it down. They can burn some clock if they want to.
And get a little breather as well.
There's 48 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Irving against McCollum. Fires the 3. They grab their own miss. And here's Brooklyn.
Not enough ticks left on the clock to save them tonight.
Not by a long shot. It's all but official.
The 3 from Harden. Second chance effort. It's in! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Jordan coming up big. His name is Cole, and he ups the ante and delivers.
McCollum outside. From deep. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Cantor.
You know, that's just sloppy basketball, giving away a possession. No real reason for that turnover.
5 seconds left in the game. Harden, no good. So the Trailblazers win it. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds. David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. There it is, the Staples Center in Los Angeles, where we're getting. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Luwawu is out there with Harden. Then it's Jordan. And there's Green, and it's Griffin in at the 3 slot. And for the Clippers, Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Jackson in at the point guard position.
He's not the guy that you want to give a wide open look from 3-point range. They're lucky that that one doesn't cost them.
And the versatility of Paul George's game, elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
When you think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor, I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George. Well, Paul George concentrating through the contact and making sure he had a shooting window open.
Now here's Harden. Passes it to Green. And they call an illegal screen here.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Yeah, a quick little lean like that is going to get the ref's attention. Foul call.
From the wing, here's Zubac. Lays it up and banks it in.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
It's the Nets now after the basket by Los Angeles. Green finds Jordan. Harden has a wide open look, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan.
Now just all alone down there. Credit goes to DeAndre for finding him. That's a nice pass.
And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Right side Leonard lets it fly. The rebound by Jeff Green.
That's a shocker there. Did not expect him to miss from that range. He's got to be shooting close to 60% from there.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. And it's Green with the jam. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Again, when you go from second to fourth gear, Paul George puts a lot of pressure on the defense that way.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And both free throws good for Paul George.
You could tell he's feeling confident right now at the line, and when he's on, he can be lights out.
Here's Harden. Jordan trying to free himself up. Harden gets the bucket. Harden's got 5 points so far.
Superb at finishing through contact. Harden is just so elusive and creative on those strong drives.
Back to Batum. Right side George. Baseline Jay on the way. Clippers working now with the new shot clock.
Well, that mid-range Jay usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing.
Oh, no doubt. And this is how a floor leader makes a statement. Harden just put the other team on notice.
Inside. Here's Zubac. That one doesn't drop. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Green passes to Llewellyn. Another shot. They kick it out to Green. Here's the 3. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. He has 5.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
To the paint. Here's Batum. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Greg, who would you choose as the best defenders of the NBA pick and roll?
Oof. That is a tough one. This will surprise some people. Nikola Jokic is one of the better big men defending the pick and roll, in part because of his instincts. You know, he doesn't impress me in terms of his physical attributes, but his mind, the ability to anticipate, having a sense of how perimeter players play the game. He's a guy that's terrific. I'll give you an oldie but goodie in Andre Iguodala. He's still terrific. And I pick bigger guys because you've got to be able to switch that and guard smaller players. And, you know, at the center and the swing position, those are 2 guys that still are very reliable.
The Nets making a switch here. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Nicholas Claxton comes in for Green. Joe Harris is checked in for Blake Griffin. And it's Bruce Brown in for Luwawu Cabarrot. The offensive rebound. Claxton the pass to Harden. And here's Harris from the arc. The Clippers grab the miss. Outside, George. He dishes it to Morris. And taken away by Brown. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. And Aldridge gets it to go on the assist from Harden.
And arguably no one in the NBA draws more attention than Harden. Part of why he creates so many opportunities for others.
Now here's Patterson. George with no one around. Had the space there, but it's offline. Brown outside. Back to Aldridge. Harris kicks to Aldridge. The three ball. He can't get it to go. That will count. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. Their lead is where it is. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Nets, what do you guys think?
Well, the coaches preach ball movement, and we saw exactly why in that first quarter.
Well, everybody just feeling the energy of the basketball as they moved it around, and lots of hands were touching it.
We've got Luke Kennard. Patrick Patterson is out there with Marcus Morris. And it's Rajon Rondo, and it's Mann in at the 2 spot. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. Rondo against Irving, and stolen by Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Now Rondo still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Brooklyn Nets. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's his first foul. The Nets making a switch here. On its way from Irving for 2. Kennard with the rebound. Boy, Greg, there is a lot to like offensively for Luke Kennard.
I tell you, he can shoot it. He's a crafty finisher and really improving as a passer. The question mark is the defensive end. 6'5" in height and wingspan, not elite tool, so he's got to get by on his instincts and his anticipation.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Kennard on the wing. Outside for Rondo. From deep. And the Clippers miss again. Brooklyn leading by 12. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Boy, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Leonard. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Leonard's got his first points in this one.
Yeah, you could be as physical as you want with Kawhi Leonard. He just stays with it and is unshaken.
Here's Irving, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Irving's got the lead up to 12 now for Brooklyn.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Here's Perry, finished off the break.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Leonard dishes to Jackson. Kicks it out to Leonard. Shoots over Brown. That is good. And the Nets' lead is cut down to 12 on the bucket from Leonard.
Very easily could have been an and one there. Leonard takes the contact and still maintains the focus to make the score.
Jackson against Irving. Pass to Aldridge. Pass to Perry. 4 on the clock. He can't hit that time. So the Clippers will take it the other way. The drive by Jackson. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That is his first foul of the game. A different look for the Clippers. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Morris. And it's Paul George in for Kennard. And a new group in for the Nets. Jordan, he's checked in for Aldridge. Blake Griffin comes in for Nicholas Claxton. Luwawu is checked in for Brown. And it's Johnson in for Kyrie Irving.
I like the way Johnson used the pick and roll that time. Exceptional at getting open off the screen. A little speed burst.
Outside Jackson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Jackson's got his first points of the night.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
The pass to Jordan. Here's Perry. He's covered by Leonard. Boom! He jams it straight down.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Jackson finds Zubats. Back to Jackson. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
They get a hand on it, and that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. Green, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Harden comes in for Johnson. .26 seconds left to play in the first half. Here's Luwawu, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Yeah, just a good job here in the second, pounding it inside, getting good looks right at the basket. Big reason why they're in front.
And the Clippers making a change here. Rondo's checked in. Clippers trail by 13. To the inside, to the left side wing. Here's Mann. Good D by Jordan.
I think he rushed that one just a little bit, thinking the defense was going to get close. They weren't.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Had a success rate from the line last year of about 78%.
Well, he's one of the more popular players in the NBA in terms of fan support. They just love Blake Griffin's charisma.
Here's Rondo. Banked in off the glass.
I just think that's trouble. You're gonna let that guy shoot layups. You're asking for it.
No good there. And so that brings the first half to a close. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They have a 13-point lead. And that's all for now.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Kyrie Irving really making a difference here.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half, just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. Setting the floor for the Nets. We've got Green, Harden out there with Luwawu. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Griffin in at the small forward position. Leonard attacking, feeds it to George. Back to Leonard. Second chance shot, Zubats, and the layup falls. Zubats has got his second bucket tonight.
Well, he takes care of salvaging that possession for the offense by getting on the offensive glass.
And the Croatian big man, Ivica Zubats, a big hip-hop fan. His teammates call him Zupac.
It's amazing that he was traded from the Lakers to the Clippers, so still home games here at Staples Center.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Luwawu, the pass to Jordan. Here's Llewellyn, and too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Morris is checked in for Los Angeles, and a change for the Nets. Harris is checked in. Here's George. He has 6. Morris passes to George. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits.
Yeah, they're going to try to search out for somebody that's got a hot hand right now. 1 of 4 to start the half. Well, there it is. 0 of 3 to start the half. And finally, something finds its way through the net.
That is good. And the Nets' lead is cut to just 11 points in the basket from Jackson.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Harden inside the three-point line. It's rebounded by Leonard. It's tipped to the middle. Here's Harris. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Harris has got his first points of the game.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another.
Here's Green, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
And George, here we go. Count that bucket. George has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Yeah, it was weird because it looked like the defense was ready for the move, but Paul George had a little something extra for him.
Harden outside from downtown. Count it, number 5 from the floor this game. He's now 5 of 11. You know, Greg, you probably know as well as anyone, what was it like going up against the Bulls in the 90s?
You know, it's weird to say, but in a lot of ways, we were a lot like they were. Hall of Fame talent at the coach, a defensive-minded team, but the one difference was, you know, the Bulls had that guy that wore that number 23. I think I'd say that might have been the one difference.
Left side, George, and it's George finishing it off.
Sweet finish from Paul George there. I like to see him get up to the rim like that.
We've got 1:28 left to play in the 3rd.
That's pretty much the only way to keep him from taking advantage of you down low. You got to play tough, physical defense.
And so they foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Luke Kennard comes in for George.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Good job to recognize the opportunity. That's just very solid offense.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
For Los Angeles, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
Passes it to Brown. Irving against Rondo. Tries it from the top of the key. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Clippers trail by 14. He feeds it to Batum. Lets it fly from 18. Los Angeles with another miss. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Perry passes to Brown. And he makes that one. Brown's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Now, there are only a few players in the league who can hit a teammate like that in stride. Beautiful assist.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Yeah, there's no excuse right there for not covering one of the guys on the floor. And that's Rondo around the rim where he can score.
Pass to Aldridge. From deep 3-point range. And with the rebound. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Batum leading the charge.
Changing ends quickly. He's rewarded with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
It doesn't go for him. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. Their strategy. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, anytime a guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player movement can create an opportunity just like that.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Patrick Patterson is out there with Batum. That's Rajon Rondo. Then it's Paul George, and it's Mann in at the 2-guard spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. The Nets working the ball around now. Here's Harden. Basket good. Harden's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Nets.
Inside, outside, Harden will attack you from anywhere. Nice play.
Batum, and it's good off the back of the rim and in.
Even though they're still trailing, he continues to be lights out from the field. What a competitor.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Leonard's checked in. 3 from the inbound. A second chance effort. Here's Aldridge. Got a hand on it.
You need more of this from Patterson. Such a big frame inside. I like to see it when he's swatting it away.
Harden can't hit. Clippers trail by 12. Griffin with the steal. Here's Claxton, and he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
He rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. And here's George for 3. Brooklyn with the rebound.
I think if I was coaching these guys right now, especially him, I'd tell him, you take one more three-point shot, and we're going to have some conversations here side by side.
Aldridge, the pass to Claxton. Back to Aldridge. Just 5 to shoot. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Just another way Aldridge beats you. As a facilitator, very comfortable making decisions.
Zubac is checked in for Patrick Patterson. Kyrie Irving is checked in for Brooklyn. Greg, not all drafts are the same in terms of talent, but 2019 was a year to remember.
No doubt about it. I mean, transcendent talent at the top. You think of Zion and Ja, both could be future league MVPs. And the irony is that those two guys were teammates in high school. Go figure.
Yeah, go figure is right. Irving dishes to Aldridge. Back to Irving. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
From deep, George. Some solid defense from Brown.
This has not been a good quarter right here. Shot has been off the mark, and now it looks, Kevin, like he's pressing a bit.
Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. Jackson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Clippers trail by 16. Outside, George. And George with the stuff.
What great body control there. George, tremendous athlete, takes the hit, and he makes that one count.
So for the Nets, Jordan comes in for Nicholas Claxton. And it's Green in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Irving against Jackson. Fires for 3. They kick it out to Green. Pass to Brown. Another shot with the putback. And there's Jordan putting it right back in. And the Nets lead by 15.
And how about that beautiful display for us of DeAndre Jordan and that wingspan getting to that ball.
Here's Leonard. Here's George. And he goes big with a dunk right over DeAndre Jordan.
Paul George dunk contest? He's maybe a little older, but I love to see him get up.
Here's Irving. Count that one.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, he's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
Here's George. Buries it down low. George has got 17 points here in the second half.
Well, Paul George taking initiative tonight and going right at the defense.
And the Nets making a change here. Luwawu's checked in. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Outside Griffin. Over to the wing. Luwawu-Cabarrot kicks to Griffin. From the arc. Luwawu's shot is off. Clippers trail by 13.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for Brooklyn.
They simply ran him off the court.
They set the pace, and their transition game was executed flawlessly.
And we watched him all night long. No one could really stop him. Just another excellent game it was for James Harden.
Yeah, it felt like there was more than one of him out there tonight. He was involved on every possession, and he made his presence felt in so many ways.
But the truth is, they've had control of this game.
Yeah, looks like a veteran team tonight, getting out on the road, playing with assertiveness, confidence, fully in control for this win.
Irving with it. Now the pass to Jordan. Back to Irving. The shot clock at 6. And it's good off the back rim and in. And the Nets lead by 12. George way outside. But they'll get another chance. Zubac finds Batum. George looking around. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And the player introductions are wrapped up. The starting fives for both teams. Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Looking now at the lineups for both teams tonight. Some names out of action.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
And the Clippers starting five. Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. And there's Jackson. Then it's Paul George. And it's Leonard in at the three, the small forward. And for the Trailblazers, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington. And it's Powell in at the small forward. Lillard attacking. Indoors tonight, two experienced teams will be battling.
Well, what you come to expect with experienced rosters are excellent defensive rotations, game plan discipline. These guys know how to play the game, so let's see how this plays out. You can tell when he steps to the line the kind of confidence he has in himself. It's written all over his body language.
George against Powell. A nice shot by George.
That's not an easy play. Paul George is an extraordinary player. Keeps his eye on the bucket at all times.
McCollum outside. Pass to Nurkic. Takes the three. Batum grabs the miss. And it's Batum with the ball. Bringing it up for Los Angeles. Here's Leonard. Nails the baby hook.
Well, that's about recognizing a transition opportunity when it presents itself. Nice job by Kawhi Leonard.
And Kawhi Leonard, one of the league's most dominant rebounders, Doris, from the wing position.
Board man gets paid. That was his motto from back in high school and college. It's all about hard work and earning your keep, according to Kawhi.
There's the pass to Batum. He dishes it to Leonard. Got a piece of it. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. And the rejection by Zubac. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by George. Leonard's got his second basket of the night.
Paul George will force you to stay balanced defensively because if you have a miscue, he will find the open guy.
Lillard against Leonard. And it's Lillard missing.
Boy, having a hard time making shots. Just 1 for 4 to start this game.
Wasted no time on that one. George has got his second basket of the game.
When near the bucket, Paul George knows what to do. This guy has such a nuanced understanding of the offense.
And Lillard kicks to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Takes a 3. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for Los Angeles. 3-point lead. The putback, and George able to finish. The Trailblazers have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Leonard against Lillard. Six to shoot. A 3. And it's Lillard again missing.
Let's give some credit to the defense for how they're guarding this guy right now, because they're refusing to let him get comfortable.
This isn't a tough case to crack. If they want to put an end to this run, they'll need to start getting back on D.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Portland again missing.
Boy, what a nightmare quarter for this guy. He's playing right into the hands of the defense at this point.
And the shot is good.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You want to continue to build on this lead. Right now, still a little too close for comfort.
Lillard attacking. It's Covington on the wing. Lillard scanning the floor. They need this. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Wearing the number 0 for a reason. Damian Lillard has it on his back for his city, Oakland. Just the latest star from the town.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for McCollum. Shots good by Kennard.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Pass to Simons. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
You know, often we think of Dame as a scorer first, but they're reminding us of his great ability to pass the rock.
Rondo passes to Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
Simons, the pass to Cantor. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
The drive by Rondo. And a missed layup.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
Kawhi Leonard has been on display for the LA. And before the game, we ran into Damian Lillard, who touched upon.
What we've learned is staying together.
And Greg, of course, he helps keep everyone on the same page.
He communicates well with his teammates, and he listens. That's why they trust him. The discussions go both ways.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Guys, I love their defense in that first period. They were in position and just challenging shots.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you can see the results.
Anthony out there with Derek Jones. Then it's Enes Kanter. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Simons in at the shooting guard. They're the group the Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with. And Portland making a change here. McCollum's checked in from past the arc. Rebound by the Clippers. Poked away. Anthony looking it over. McCollum against Patterson. Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads cut down to just 6 points with the basket from McCollum.
Never seems to shy away from playing in attack mode. McCollum likes to keep the pressure on the D.
To the inside. Patterson, that's good.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Outside, Jones. Can't hit that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And here's Morris for three. And Cantor pulls it down. Trailblazers trail by 8. Simons, the pass to Jones. Can't connect from short range. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Morris with the ball. Kennard on the wing. Kicks to Patterson. Over Jones. Patterson, that's good. And now a 10-point Clipper lead. I know you appreciate this, Greg. So much of defense now is closing out on the three-point shooting and then protecting the rim. Consequently, pull-up jump shooters are super valuable. And there are a lot of good ones in the NBA right now.
No doubt about it. And Kevin, you know, you think about a few guys. James Harden, I mean, he shoots that step-back three, but he's a guy that, because of his ability to utilize your inability to defend that three-pointer. Kyrie, Dame Lillard, those are some guys. Chris Paul still as good as anybody in that mid-range area. C.J. McCollum. These are guys that have really feasted and carved out a nice niche for themselves in the NBA because of that ability to take and make jump shots.
Man, I love that list. You're right on. Pass to Anthony. Second shot opportunity. He takes it up and lays it in. Now just a 5-point Clipper lead.
Oh, a strong finish there by Melo. He just powers it right past the D.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Nurkic checked in for Cantor. Robert Covington comes in for Jones. Norman Bowles checked in for Anthony Simons. And Damian Lillard subbed in for McCollum. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for the Clippers. Jackson comes in for Rajon Rondo. For the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Patterson. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Marcus Morris. And Georgia subbed in for Kennard. Lillard from outside. In the corner, Powell with it. 5 to shoot. Outside Anthony. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Clippers leading by 5. George looking over the floor. Outside Leonard. Lillard with the rebound. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter, and that one drops for him.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
And that one's good, George.
There's no quitting this guy. He just gives you great effort, and he continues to give you great production.
Powell against Jackson. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
Trailblazers trail by 5. And that one drops. Lillard's got 11.
And that was not an opportunity Lillard was going to let pass by. Getting down the floor in an instant and finishing on the break.
Shoot from the right block. A nice shot by George. And the Clippers lead by 5.
This guy has been a catalyst for them all game long. What a job leading them to this lead.
There's 21 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. And that one is off. Great D that time from Batum. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. That one drops for him. Now it's a 7-point Clipper lead. Here's Nurkic. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. And Kenny, like Kawhi Leonard, Paul George doesn't show a whole lot of emotion. He lets the production speak for itself. And that.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
And the way he goes at defenders, he is bound to get to the line just like he did there in that first half.
I have to love his tenacity. This guy stays in attack mode, makes defenders work, tries to keep them off balance.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. They've got Ivica Zubac. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George, and it's Jackson in at the 1 spot. Batum passes to Zubac. The shot, no good. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. Here's Covington. Here's Powell. Feeds to Covington. Lillard outside. 5 on the clock. Drills it from outside. He's got 14.
You won't find too many players with a better understanding of the pick and roll than Lillard. He runs that set to a T.
Outside Leonard. All sorts of time. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
Maybe he rushes that just a little bit, who knows, but he couldn't have gotten a better look than that.
Ennis Kanter's checked in for Portland. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Morris is checked in. Lillard against Leonard. Lillard attacking, and Lillard throws it down.
Refuses to let contact deter him from scoring. I'm a fan of Lillard's willingness to challenge defenders.
George, and George with the stuff.
Ooh, the one-hand tomahawk, guys. Somebody's going to get their feelings hurt.
Yeah, they got the entire bench up right there as they saw that, and out of their chairs. Lillard against Leonard. Lillard with it. He's got 16. And Damian Lillard throws it down hard.
And for a point guard, Lillard has some hops. Outstanding at knowing when to use them for the dunk.
Jackson kicks to George. George double teamed. High post, Zubac. Trying to find Jackson. He's got it now. George finds Morris. Back to George. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Zubac the pass to George. And the 3 off target.
All right, time now to pick it up. You're 1 for 4, and you certainly don't want to give your opponent momentum. Well, Norman Powell, these last several seasons, has turned himself into a knockdown shooter. And obviously, last season, much more involved on the offensive end. And that, to me, was his best performance to date.
Leonard with no one around. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul. So for the Trailblazers, Anthony's checked in for Nurkic. Derek Jones comes in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. And then for Los Angeles, Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Zubac. Luke Kennard comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for the Clippers. And here are the Trailblazers. They're on a 13-4 run. Here's McCollum. Here's Cantor. Outside, Jones. Now the dish to Carmelo. The feed to Cantor. Anthony's shot is off. The Clippers trail. Here's Mann. Uses both hands to slam it down.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
McCollum dishes to Cantor. Shoots over Patterson. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Clippers have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Morris. And they cash in right away with the quick shot. And the Clippers lead by 2.
Well, just so good at taking advantage of the mid-range. Marcus Morris feels comfortable in that area.
Here's Simons. Here's Cantor. Pass to Simons. The rebound by Patterson. The Clippers have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Mann passes to Rondo. Now Patterson. 6 points for him. Here's McCollum. He kicks to Cantor. And the layup is good. Cantor's got it all tied up now for Portland.
Well, Cantor just has an ability to score on the interior. That's his special skill.
And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And not so fast. The officials are going to check that shot again and make sure they got it. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Clippers lead by 2. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Well, we have some elite passing big men in the NBA, and you love that skill. Wow.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. On the floor for Portland, Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington. Then there's Derek Jones. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Powell in at the 2 guard. Here's Powell. They get the rebound over Jackson. 3-pointer Lillard. The rebound by Patterson. Patterson's got 4 rebounds in this game. Batum attacking. It's stolen by Jones. And now Portland on the break. Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Nurkic.
Okay, nice job here in the second half. Field goal percentage is way up from what it was at halftime when it was just barely above 30%.
Patterson dishes to Rondo. And here's the fast break. Powell with it, guarded now by Jackson. Good.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
And Los Angeles guys shooting extremely well. 62% on the night to this point. Covington against Leonard. And that'll be 2 free throws. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Harry Giles is checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Cantor comes in for Norman Powell. Carmelo Anthony is checked in for McCollum. And it's Simons in for Lillard. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Terry Stotts talk to his team during that timeout. He said, "This is what we play for, fellas. Let's knock them on their heels right out of the timeout. Show them how much you want it. Go get it." He really is fired up about this game, Kevin.
And George, here we go. Here's Zubats, and the dunk by Zubats.
The defense has zero clue on how to guard Paul George. A screen and roll genius. Fantastic at knowing when to pass.
Simons surveying the D. Covington passes to Simons. Back to Covington. Fires from deep. That one doesn't go. The Clippers go the other way with it. They've led by as much as 10. And then Leonard with the dunk.
Kawhi Leonard has been in so many big-time situations. How confident is he right there?
Here's Simons, guarded by Jackson. Simons, the pass to Cantor. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Jackson drives in. And George kicks to Leonard. There's 1:54 left in the fourth. Count it. Now it's a 7-point Clipper lead.
This guy is such an excellent finisher at the rim. He's got incredibly long arms and very strong hands.
Outside Anthony. Inside, and Cantor throws it down.
And is Cantor so aggressive and assertive. Big-time play.
George with the ball. Cantor covering. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic. He's checked in for Harry Giles. Norman Powell comes in for Cantor. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Damian Lillard in for Anthony Simons. George passes to Zubats. That falls. Nice speed that time from George. George has got 4 assists now tonight.
What an effective, efficient offensive possession. They'd love to get that shot every trip down the floor.
The pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Launches it. It's hauled in by Zubats. Clippers have gotten it done so far from the field here in the fourth, going 6 for 7. And Leonard gets it to go.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question. They've got hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
And a wide open look for McCollum. It's hauled in by the Clippers. And George, here we go. Scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
Well, they knew it would be a hostile environment, and they rose to the challenge.
And sometimes when everyone's rooting against you, it seems to bring the unit closer together. It certainly did tonight.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
Well, they've absolutely dominated that category in this one, and it's reflected in the score.
Knocks down the 3 ball. George has got the lead up to 14 now for the Clippers.
Well, the three-point shooting of Paul George is an important attribute. Because he can put it on the deck, he's got to balance it with that kind of look right there.
The 3 from McCollum. The three-pointer is right on target.
And how about the payback there, guys? You do you, I do me.
Oh, you love to see the competitive fire, a little bit of pride.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it. But traffic in New York City making... And the injury report for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the 5. And for the Nets, Jordan is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. Then it's Harden. Then there's Griffin. And it's Luwawu in at the shooting guard. Now, here is Harden. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Guys, it's hard to shake Harden off his game. He's so strong and skilled. He keeps his balance right where he needs it.
Now, here's Lillard. Nurkic can't hit.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Griffin. And it's Portland with the rebound.
There wasn't much defensive resistance there, guys, but somehow he blew it anyway. Missed opportunity.
And the basket by McCollum.
Yeah, you know, Lillard has been so good at finding the open man. Puts a lot of zip on his passes, and he knows he's responsible for getting his teammates the ball.
Now, here is Harden. Off target from three-point range.
And even without that three ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And you look at Robert Covington, first team all defense in 2018, the kind of versatile stopper that every team in the league could use.
And, you know, even though that shot didn't go down, I like how they got him a wide open look in space there.
That's his first personal foul.
Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Yes, that goes in. And Covington may be not a star, but he's a winning player. We've seen that.
And the perfect example of that 3-and-D role player, can guard 4 or 5 positions and can definitely sling it from outside. Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Here's Aldridge. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time.
Aldridge is too strong to let a little bit of contact bother him. I actually think he likes those tough shots.
And there's the pass to McCollum. Here's Lillard. And then Lillard slams it in.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on you.
And, you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
It's the Nets now. Portland making their last shot. No good from Jordan.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
And McCollum the bucket on the assist by Nurkic. McCollum's got his second basket.
Never seems to shy away from playing in attack mode. McCollum likes to keep the pressure on the D.
Harden kicks to Aldridge. An easy 2 points on the layup. Aldridge has got his second bucket of the night.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Greg, you and I talk about the big man, his role in the current NBA, and how they can possibly carry the standard for the great centers before them. You played with the great one, and Patrick Ewing, so you have a great appreciation, I would think, for.
Oh, no doubt about it. And I think two guys kind of separated themselves a little bit. Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid, I think, are the two guys that stand out for me because of their ability, in essence, to do everything well. They can shoot it, they pass it, they can shoot it from the free throw line, they give you rim protection. I throw Rudy Gobert up there as an elite center as well. Doesn't have the offensive impact that those guys have, but he does impact the game as well.
3 young, dynamic centers. Those are good names. Now, here is Irving. Shot on the wing. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
I think Kyrie is really frustrating for the defense because he makes it look so easy and his shot is so natural.
McCollum, no good. Nets trail by 6. takes the 13-footer off the left rim and out.
That's foul call.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Trailblazers.
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
Outside Irving. To the paint. It's stolen by Anthony. And now here comes Jones leading the break. Goes back up. Takes the three. Trailblazers keep it alive. Out to Anthony. Goes up again. They get it back. Cantor. Tries it again. Down to 5 on the shot clock. A nice shot by Simons.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Always great from deep. I don't think Irvin has gotten enough credit for how lethal he is from behind the arc.
Here's McCollum. And so it's Portland heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're pounding. Well, before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He credits his upbringing when it comes.
I think it comes from being in a big family.
And that's the kind of support, Greg, he gives his teammates on and off the floor.
And, you know, guys naturally trust him. They believe in him, and he typically comes through when they need him.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And from Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
And, you know, their rebounding advantage has been glaring, simply outworking them on the boards for that entire first quarter.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So for Brooklyn now, they've got Green, Brown out there with Harden. Then there's Harris, and it's Claxton in at the 5, home in the paint.
Yeah, you know, not normally the guy you see crashing the boards there, but Harris giving some extra effort on the rebound.
Here's Simons, guarded by Harden. Jones, the pass to Cantor. Kicks it out to Jones. Pass to Simons. And he goes in for the dunk.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
Boy, and I used to love going up and jamming it down like that, guys.
Here's Claxton, covered by Anthony. Kicks it out to Harden. Beyond the arc. Harden missing again. Portland leading by 5. And Jones slams it in.
He just powered that one down.
One of the game's top dunkers.
Absolutely salivates when he attacks the rim.
A shot by Harden, wide open. Drains it from beyond the arc. Harden's got 5 points now this quarter.
And Harden is a laser, a straight-out gunner from deep. Has confidence in his long ball, and, you know, the defense has to get out on him from out there.
McCollum kicks to Cantor. McCollum feeling it out a bit. Back to Cantor, and it's blocked. Passes to Simons. From deep. The shot misses. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Harden left side. Down low. Here's Claxton. Out to Harris. The tray. Offensive rebound. And Green is right there.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going.
And that sixth sense, guys, might be better than just about anybody else's.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Here's Harris. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got 3 assists tonight.
Nice step in from the line that time by Harris. Gets those looks because you've got to respect his 3.
1:31 left now here in the second. Outside, Jones. Feeds to Cantor. And here comes Brown, leading the fast break. And the layup's good off the glass. Brown's got the lead up to 2 now for the Nets.
Set up on a platter that time by Harris. A room service dime right there.
Simons, the pass to Anthony, and the shot goes in.
And I love the fact that he didn't have to slow down or adjust there. The pass was just timed perfectly.
And a deep 3 from Harden. And Jones pulls it down. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for the Trailblazers. Anthony with the bucket.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
Pass to Claxton. Back to Harden. Whoops, they pick off the pass. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Jones. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Now it's a 4-point Trailblazer lead.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now that they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Here's Simons. And the pass to McCollum. Over Brown. What a play. Simply drains it in at the... Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the 3rd quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball. Portland was looking great right away. They put together some nice offensive stretches. And that'll do it.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of.
Here's who Terry Stotts is starting the second half with. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the small forward position. The shot by Lillard, wide open. No good from outside. Brooklyn trailing. Here's Luwawu. Here's Jordan. The shot, no good. Lillard against Irving. And no good, trying to use the glass. The Nets on offense. The 17-footer. Rebound by Nurkic. The Trailblazers shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. Covington's shot is off.
Starting slow in this half, 0 for 3 so far.
Irving with a clean look. Connects from 3-point range. Irving's got 8. Greg, I think of you in a New York Knicks uniform, legendary arena you played in. What was that experience like?
Kevin, intense. I remember the first time I suited up in a preseason game. We played the Dallas Mavericks. Both teams went up and down the court 3 times and nobody scored, and the fans started booing. And that's when I knew this is a little bit different. You better bring your A game.
And thicker skin, correct?
That too, yeah. Fortunately, there was no social media or internet back then. Goodness gracious.
Guys, close one here. No team getting a huge advantage.
Yeah, tooth and nail fight so far, guys. These sides match up really well.
Here's Lillard. It's good. He's got 9.
Boy, he's been a rock of offensive support so far, and when they've needed a basket, they've turned to him.
Nets have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Here's Irving, and that one good.
Always a threat on the drive. Irving has an explosive first step.
Portland's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Lillard outside for the three. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
Irving from long range. Portland grabs the miss. They've led by as much as 10. Now here's Nurkic. He's covered closely. Kicks it out to Lillard. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
Right now, the defense needs to do a better job of closing out on this guy. He's heating up from outside.
And here is Irving. He's got 10. Unloads from 13. They get it back.
Boy, I like the work Aldridge did there. Good hustle. Nice job getting good position.
Trailblazers leading by 3. Pass to McCollum. Lillard surveying the D. Gets the bucket and the foul. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
A different look now for Portland. Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Carmelo Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. And Jones subbed in for C.J. McCollum. And the basket by Harden.
So fun watching Harden operate inside near the rim. I mean, his confidence level is high, and he does a really good job getting ideal position.
Three-pointer, Lillard hits it from three-point range. Lillard's got 14 points here in the second half.
And now he's starting to get it going. 4 3-pointers in the game for him, and 3 have come in this half.
Harden. That one rolling around and rims out.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Three-pointer, Lillard. Tries again. Cantor kicks to Anthony. Kicks it out to Jones. 5 to shoot. Here's Lillard. Add another basket to his impressive total. It's his 9th against 12 attempts.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Harden can't hit.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
First trip to the line for him here.
And not the guy you want to see at the line too often. Season numbers has him in the bottom tier of the league.
And we saw it last year, guys, because those numbers were so low. Teams weren't afraid to put him on the line where points were hard to come by for him.
Now Lillard, who's got 23. From deep three-point range, the long-distance 3 is buried. Lillard's got the lead up to 10 now for Portland. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Trailblazers lead by... And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for Portland. Brown out there with Harden. Then there's Griffin. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Claxton in at the center, locking down the middle. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Lillard from deep three-point land. That shot missing. The Nets go the other way with it. And here comes Brown, leading the fast break. Passes it to Claxton. Powell against Harden. To the middle, over Anthony, and he gets the whistle. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, You really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
The Nets making a switch here. Irving's checked in, and we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Terry Stotts talk to his team during that timeout. His key message was, don't get comfortable. Those guys are going to come at us with everything they've got. Let's bring the intensity and stay focused on every possession. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Nets trail by 8. Puts up a 3. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
Confident and composed on the three-point shot at a critical juncture.
Simons surveying the D. Clock at 6. A 3-ball. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
His shot's it's not there right now with his team leading. Perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And Brooklyn making a change here. Aldridge is checked in. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this 4th quarter. Here's Simons. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
Pass to Harden. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. He feeds it to Aldridge. Kicks it out to Harden. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
Now, you got to remember that Harden has a quick trigger, staple gun quick. This guy is looking to score as soon as the ball touches his hands.
Here's Simons. The pass to Nurkic. No good, unable to end this run.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Irving passes to Jordan. Irving surveying the floor to tie it up. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Pass to Giles. Out left to the wing. Here's Simons. And a lot of contact up. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And now a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Damian Lillard.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
Harris dishes to Aldridge. Can't cash in from close range. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Knocked loose, and so it's Brooklyn with it. Jordan kicks to Harden. And a miss there on the triple. Trailblazers leading by 4. Here's Simons. Back to Covington. Outside Jordan. The feed now to Irving. .114 left in the fourth quarter. A rebound by Simons.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Three-pointer. The three-pointer is right on target. Simons has got 4 points this quarter.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
Harris passes to Harden. Jordan dishes to Harris. Shot clock at 5. Here's Harden. Money! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
And you know the ball's going to Harden when the game's tight. Terrific at delivering and producing down the stretch.
Outside Covington. Misses the 3. Brooklyn with the ball. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points.
Kyrie Irving has simply caught fire.
And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game out.
Exactly. I mean, got to stop the clock any way possible and hope they alligator arm a few of those free throws.
It's the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
Lillard is really a force of nature. I mean, an incredible talent who torches just about everybody with his scoring ability. 2-possession game now, guys. Some very important free throws there.
Can't waste any time here.
No, you need a quick bucket and then a quick foul.
Harden the pass to Griffin. Lets it go with a 3. Harden's shot is off. And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean...